What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy baggboiicaleb and I'm back with another video. And as I can tell from the title, we are going to be watching the story of Est Gee. And I have uploaded 3 reactions, but they got copyrighted, so I had to take them down. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm be able to react to any more music because they all 3 of the ones I just uploaded, they all got copyrighted. So I don't know. I might have to change the content, like reactions. Might have to do something else that interests y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I am still gonna try to grind. I just need to find some other way or other things I can react to. And excuse the lighting. Like I can kind of see, like the lighting is changing and stuff. My window is right here and the sun is out. So my fault about that. I can't do nothing about that. My blinds are closed, so I really can't do nothing about that. But if y'all do hear singing in the background, that is my dad. That nigga is in there cooking, and every time that nigga cook, he always sing. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to play some music in the background or something, so y'all won't have to hear that. But we better get into this. I've been doing too much talking. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to turn on the post notifications so you can get notified when I upload. And we better start recording in 3, 2, 1.
Is one of the hottest up-and-coming street rappers, and he got a pretty crazy story behind his music. First, he was headed to the NFL, then to the top of the streets, and now he's putting Kentucky on the map with his music. This is the true story of Est Gee. Est Gee was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. Growing up, both of his parents were hustling in the streets, and Gee was surrounded by crime 24/7. His dad had a tattoo, and had already been shot by the time he was 11 years old. Gee's family was doing what they had to do to survive, but their influence would eventually lead to Gee jumping off the porch just like them. Like a lot of kids growing up in the hood, Gee's home life was rough. His pops was in prison for part of his childhood, and he had to stay with his grandma after his mom lost custody of him. But all of the struggle just made him try even harder to get it out the mud. His first opportunity came from football. Gee was a 3-sport athlete and played basketball and football and also ran track. But football was where he excelled the most. Gee was the #1 ranked linebacker in the state and was so good on the field, he earned a scholarship to play for Indiana State University. That made him the first person in his family to make it to college. He later told Pitchfork, all everyone cared about in Louisville is making it to college sports. I had to try to make it for my people, especially because I've never been bad at nothing. Gee played a couple of seasons at Indiana State University before transferring to Stephen F. Austin University. Everything was looking up for him, and there was even a chance he would go pro after college ball. But then something went down that cost him his scholarship and freedom. The whole time he was in school, Gee was living a double life. Everyone knew he was putting in work on the field, but he was putting in even more in the streets. Gee didn't want to rely on anyone else for his success, so he used his connections in Louisville to start pushing weight. Selling a little weed is normal for college students, but Gee was moving different. When the feds caught up to him in 2016, he was caught with 12 pounds of weed and thousands of dollars in cash.
12 pounds?
Gee got hit with a drug trafficking charge that made him lose his scholarship. At first, he was looking at a potential 10-year sentence, but his lawyer eventually got the charge reduced to a Class D felony, and he accepted a plea in exchange for 5 years probation. Everything could have been over at that point, but Gee managed to avoid jail time. But staying out of prison wasn't his only issue. He also had a son on the way. With his opportunity for an NFL career gone overnight, he had no other skills to support himself and his family. So back in Louisville, he got right back into the streets. He said in the interview, anything that a nigga feel like a street nigga is supposed to do, I done did it, period. Anything being sold, anything being shipped, anything being protected, I done did it. Even though he couldn't make it out through football, Gee knew he didn't want to spend the rest of his life caught up in the streets. So while he was on house arrest for the trafficking case, he bought some recording equipment and set up a studio in his bathroom. He got inspired to start making music about his life after seeing Lil Baby perform on TV. Baby comes from a similar background, so Gee knew he had a shot at making it in the industry too. At first, he was dropping tracks under the name Big Gee, but then he changed it to Est Gee after forming Everybody Shine Together Entertainment with his homies. Fans connected to the music instantly. Gee used everything he'd been through in his life as an inspiration to create hard-hitting, authentic tracks. One of the people who helped bring him into the rap game was a dude named YOG Peso. Gee and Peso played football at the same high school and was super close. They dropped a collab track in 2018 called The Come Up and planned on dropping more. But just when their music partnership was set to take off, something serious went down that led to a 27-year-old studio owner getting shot to death. Peso and Gee were supposed to meet up at Quality Over Quantity Media to record new music. It's not clear what exactly happened,
pull up to
but
a
their crews got into a
studio,
fight
yeah,
and someone started letting off
accidentally
shots.
killed a studio
Brian
owner.
Osley, aka Big O, or Coach O, was a football coach who helped start quality over quantity media. He was caught in the crossfire and killed, but police don't believe he was a target. Coach O's murder led to a split in the Louisville music scene that's still going on today. Peso and his camp rep the West End area of the city, while G comes from a set called Newburgh. After their crews got into that fight,
Dang, so
the
they
two
split
sides
up.
been on their own wave ever since. Even though he lost an old friend to the streets, G was only moving forward. His mixtapes was buzzing in the city, and he was building a fan base outside of Louisville too. Then Louisville superstar Jack Harlow heard his new track, New Number, and hit him up to collaborate. But G already has a bad reputation in the city. The police warned Harlow to stay away from G, but Jack ignored them and linked up anyway. Teaming up with one of the hottest rappers in the world was the biggest move in G's career yet. But that ain't mean his struggles was over. In late 2019, he suffered another setback that almost ended his life. In September 2019, Est Gee had just linked up with Sada Baby for a video shoot. When G and his brother left the spot, the ops slid through and let off shots in the G's whip. He got hit 4 times in the stomach and grazed in the left eye. His brother got hit in the leg, but luckily it wasn't too serious. G said in a No Jumper interview that he thought he was gonna die, but his brother kept him awake and talking till they got to the hospital. He spent 2 weeks in the hospital recovering, then had to have a bunch of surgeries to restore the vision in his eye. In the same interview, he said the situation was taken care of and implied that justice was served in the streets. No one knows who the shooters were, but a dude from West End named H Block Duke raps about it on a diss track called EST, Everybody Shot Together. In the video for the song, H Block used footage of G laid up in the hospital with an eye patch and staples in his stomach while he raps, "We get on EST for free. Ask G about that freeway. We the reason for that bad eye and that zipper on his stomach, and a couple of his dead homies." The bar about G's dead homies is allegedly about a dude named Austin Floyd that G was close with. Floyd was murdered back in October 2020, and a lot of people believe West End was behind the hit. Then a dude from Newburgh named Warren Freeman was arrested for killing a West End affiliate named Reginald Johnson. Freeman's case eventually got dropped, but it looked like Johnson's death might have been payback for Floyd. There was bodies dropping left and right around G, but he kept his focus on the music and kept leveling up his career. He put out tracks with top artists like Lil Baby and Lil Durk, but then tragedy struck again. In March 2020, G's mom passed away from cancer. Then 1 week later, his brother was gunned down in the streets of Louisville. G's life has been a roller coaster full of highs and terrible lows, but he never lets the bad times keep him down. He fought through the pain of getting shot and losing his mom and brother. Then signed a massive deal with Yo Gotti's CMG label in 2021. Complex asked him in an interview if all the pain and death he's been surrounded by has changed him. G told him, "You asked if my run-ins with death changed me, and I think they might have changed death. If you ask the devil, did G change you? He'd probably be like, hell yeah." It seems like no matter what happens, G finds a way to rely on himself and make it through. But now the feds are after the entire EST crew, and 10 affiliates have already been arrested, including G's manager, Eric Mosley. In September 2021, Eric Mosley's hotel room was raided by the FBI. They searched the room and found a kilo of coke, 2 pistols, and $100,000 in cash. Mosley got hit with serious charges like possession with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. Then the FBI went after 9 more EST affiliates in an investigation they called Project Safe Neighborhoods. During the arrest, the cops allegedly found drugs, guns, a stolen car, and over $100K in cash. According to police, EST ain't just a music collective. It's an organized crime group that runs heroin, fentanyl, and other drugs through Louisville. They also say EST is responsible for several murders, including a 3-year-old girl. Authorities revealed that Eric Mosley and other EST affiliates bailed out a dude named Kevin Lawless. Lawless is accused of killing a dude from West End named Brandon Waddles and his daughter, Trinity Randolph. He was convicted of attempted murder back in 2017, but was later released on parole. The checks that paid for Lawless's bond were under the Everybody Shine Together entertainment name, and G raps about him on his track, Sky Dweller. Lawless is known by the name Lil Kada, and on Sky Dweller, G raps, "They want 1 mil for Lil Kada. Know I'm coming to get you, baby. Know my heart might get me killed, but it got me here, so risk I'm taking." G wasn't named in the indictment, but a lot of people he's close with got wrapped up in it. But right now, it seems like his legal situation is all good, but it only takes one dude snitching to bring the whole thing down. Eric Mosley is facing up to 10 years, and the other EST affiliates are probably looking at similar sentences. Lawless is out on bail now, but he could get the death penalty if he's convicted. But one thing's for sure though, none of this is gonna stop G from his grind. He dropped 2 albums in 2021, Bigger Than Life or Death, Part 1 and 2, and even Jay-Z reached out to show him love. Now, he's got a collab project with 42 Doug in the works, and his career is in a better spot than ever. If he can avoid the legal issues and petty beef, there's no telling how far he'll take it.
But my stuff getting flagged. But that's gonna be it for the video, that reaction. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Oh, this is just a brush. This is not my wave brush. This brush. Well, I do use this for my hair, and I use this one too. But that's not what we better be talking about. But let me know how y'all feel about that reaction. I know I didn't talk a lot because I was trying to listen to it. But let me know if y'all want me to do more of these of people's background. Dang, I just started of people's background, or what other type of reactions or other video ideas that I should do. I will respond. Just leave them in the comments or hit me up on IG. My IG gonna be in the description. Or if y'all don't want to go to the description, it's gonna be baggboiicaleb, no spaces. If you not email me, if you DM me, I will respond. You can add me on Snap too. It's gonna be in the description. I'm not gonna say that because I don't feel like it. It's gonna be in the description. But make sure to tell me what else y'all want to see. That's gonna be it for today's reaction.
You know what the fuck going on? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.